Chapter 6. When they heard Olaf's call for help, the group rushed to find him. They were shocked to see his parts swooshing and whooshing around in the air. I feel like I should be closer. I don't know if the mic's going to pick me up. It's picked up me farther away. Olaf was thrilled to see everyone, but just then, the wind grabbed at his friends and swept them up too. They flailed and flopped as they were flung through the air like giant juggling balls. The wind whipped everything else in its path, too. Leaves, twigs, and dust whirled inside the giant cyclone. Olaf's head flew by and cheerfully said, "Hey guys!" "Coming through," said Kristoff, sailing past Elsa, but Elsa barely noticed. Instead, she was reminded of how the wind in Arendelle had pushed the villagers out of their homes. She realized that the wind that held them now was probably one of the spirits of the Enchanted Forest. When Anna's skirt blew over her head, she was grateful that she was also wearing pants. The wind spirit spun her wildly like a top. "I think I'm going to be sick," she said, groaning. Olaf's smiling face swung by again. "I'd hold your hair back, but I can't find my arms," he exclaimed. Kristoff and Sven zipped around inside the twister in different directions. They collided and were forced even higher inside the chaos. Kristoff grumbled as he tried to grab hold of Sven. Sven stretched toward him, but the wind spirit made it difficult for them to control their movements. It looked like they were performing an unusual dance. A thick tree branch snapped off with a loud crack and was sucked into the whirlwind. Elsa gasped when she saw it zip toward Anna. Without a second thought, Elsa used her powers to flip the branch out of the cyclone before it slammed into her sister. While it seemed that no one else noticed, what Elsa had done, the wind spirit did its velocity and force changed, and it began twirling around her hands as if it were curious. "Hey, stop!" shouted Elsa. Then with an enormous swoosh, the wind spirit blew Kristoff, Sven, Anna, and all of Olaf's parts from its grasp. They tumbled into the ground. As they rose to their feet and tried to get their bearings, they saw that Elsa was still wrapped inside the cyclone. It twisted and whipped around faster and faster, tightening its grip on her. "Elsa!" Anna shouted, still feeling dizzy from all the spinning. She and Kristoff and Sven tried to get close to Elsa, but the wind spirit was too powerful and pushed them back. They tried again and again, but the wind spirit knocked them away every time. They couldn't get anywhere near the twister. Elsa knew she had to do something. She raised her arms and summoned her ice power, cautiously releasing a steady stream of snow. As the snow mixed with the wind, it turned into slush and the cyclone began to slow. Soon she was spinning in a thick white blur. The twister continued to solidify and slowed down, but Elsa was still trapped inside. She felt strange, like in a slushy funnel. It suddenly seemed that she was in another world. Mysterious sounds rang out all around her, mixing with the vibration of the wet snow rushing by. She could hear human voices and animal noises and what sounded like echoes of the Enchanted Forest. Some of the sounds were clear and appeared to be snippets of conversations. She found herself lost in it all, listening and eager to hear more. Her eyes shot open, and she distinctly heard a man's voice urgently cry, "Prince Argnar!" The sound of her father's name snapped her back to the present moment and reminded her of her important mission. She had to focus, find the mysterious voice, and return the elements of air, fire, water, and earth to Arendelle. But the first thing she had to do was find her way out of the bizarre storm. Closing her eyes, she drew a deep breath and gathered all her power. She threw her arms open wide and flooded the windstorm with her magic. She heard another voice say, "For Arendelle!" just as the wind stopped and blindingly bright flash of white appeared. Snow filled the air, and for a moment everything was utterly still. A group stood staring at the endless sea of white. The heavy fall of snow blocked out everything, making it impossible to see what lay before them.